Hey, welcome back to A Game of Thrones, Crusader Kings 3 mod, alternate history, a Dance of Dragons, no, Dance of the Dragons. I always mess that up. Anyway, we're back, luckily, since the last time we did an episode. If you haven't watched anything, I would recommend just going back to episode 7, because we kind of did like a recap in that, so that's the best place to start if you just want to jump in now-ish. But anyway, yeah, the mod for this total conversion for Crusader Kings 3 did an update in between my last recording, and it was like everybody disappeared, and then I had to go try to make the game work again, and it took me a couple hours, but I kind of rolled it back and made it work. I had to turn off a bunch of other mods that I had turned on the save file, so hopefully nothing breaks. So far, the only thing I noticed was that Massey doesn't have a house sigil, but everything else seems fine, and yeah, hopefully everything's gonna work out from here and we get to actually finish this game, because I really didn't want to lose the save file. We had so much cool alternate history going on. You know, our dynasty was set up right now to inherit Lake Haven. It would have really been a shame to not been able to play, but I got it to turn on at least finally, and so now I'm like, all right, let's go record. We're on this. So thanks for watching and hope you'll enjoy. But what are we doing? Where are we? What's going on? Well, we're just getting back. We're gonna finish traveling. We're just gonna make our way home and then we'll reassess our situation. We are this guy, Lord Samwell of the Blackwood Vale, and we have finally come back after 86 days on the road, and we're back home here in the Blackwood Vale. And what else do we have going on? We're trying to get this guy to like us. I assume it's because we think we can bribe him into helping us do something against Sir Lucian here, because we are plotting to kill him, because he is the heir of the Lordship of Lannisport, and Lord Maynard here would pass his titles on to him. But if he was no longer alive, well then Sheree Lannister would inherit his titles, and therefore my son Ballion would, well, their children would inherit the titles eventually. Ballion the second, I guess. So that's our little scheme. That's what's happening. Otherwise, we are the Blackwood house, and we have a long-standing rivalry with our neighbors to the south, the Brackens, and Lord Sefton here has inherited that rivalry as the new lord after we killed his father in a war where we took back our rightful de jure duchy. And not only that, but we have an alliance with the neighbors to their south now through my son AGOT, who was married to the current ruler, Lady Moira. Oh, I see another thing that might have messed up here is my men-at-arms. We had these crazy bowmen guys, and maybe I must have turned that mod off. So, damn, that sucks. Those guys were cool. Okay, before we play anymore, I guess I gotta go see if I can get some of these mods working again, or if it's gonna just keep crashing on me. Well, that was a bust, unfortunately. I can't get the game to stay stable and launch. In fact, even this set of mods didn't work the first time I rebooted after trying the Armies of Westeros mod, and so we lost a couple mods. We gotta hope the game stays stable. We gotta make do with our mangonels instead of our Raventree warriors. Bit of a shame. But you know, the point is we get to continue the story and not lose all this great progress that we made. But that does mean I'm motivated to finish this series up ASAP, or at least record as much as I can while it's still working. And that just means the Bracken's days are numbered. We're not far off from getting Twisted Schemer, which means we can enact a second hostile scheme, which might include offing some of these Bracken brats. Unfortunately, we don't have a Cassius Belli to declare war, so we're still waiting on this to trigger. So it looks like we mostly just have some waiting to do for our schemes to come to fruition. So through the magic of editing, and it looks like the Brackens are having a little bit of trouble of their own. Lord Otho. And there we are. We seem to have finished fabricating our claim on the Lordship of Crossings Ponds. So we now have a claim on this territory, which comes at the perfect time because it looks like the Brackens are having a little bit of trouble with their vassals. It seems Lord Sefton here is being attacked by this guy, Roger of Deadsteady of House Leicester, and he is attacking his liege in order to press Lord Otho's claim for the High Lordship of Southstone. Lord Otho here, he appears to be the great uncle of the current lord, so the brother of the original Lord Amos, who started off our playthrough, and his son, Hoster's son, Sefton, has inherited the realm, but he feels he has a much better claim, or at least his supporters do. He himself has joined the war on his own behalf, as well as Lord Lothar the Honest, another one of his brothers. So their old guard generation feels like things have passed along a little too quickly in their house, and this child is not fit to rule and to run House Bracken, but rather the next eldest brother, since Lord Amos's own son passed away so quickly after him. So that just means that it feels like the perfect time to take advantage of their chaos and attack. Unfortunately, I do have a truce with them still, so breaking the truce would cost me quite a bit of fame and legitimacy, and we would get Truce Breaker. People would hate us. They already kind of hate us because we don't follow the faith of the Seven. We've kept to the old gods. We've kept our ways, even though we're further down south. So, you know, out from the north and down in the south here, we never gave up our ways, and we never forget an oath either. You know, that's kind of like our whole deal as like first men traditionalists. So we're going to honor our truce and not break it. It will last for another 2 years, so we'll see how long this civil war goes on for. Maybe we just give them enough time to fight some battles and weaken themselves. Meanwhile, we might as well get started trying to make another new claim and fabricate a second claim on Old Wythe here while we're at it. What we're trying to do is chip away some pieces from their south here so that when we join up and inherit Lake Haven, we will have an expanded realm from both ends and start squeezing them out bit by bit. And here's the thing, I have a truce with this guy, Lord Sefton, because I killed his father when we were still at war and he inherited before we ended it. So I technically signed the truce with him. But if he gets usurped and overthrown, then I don't have a truce with that new guy, his great uncle. So we'd be free to go and declare war immediately before they have the chance to recover their strength. Meanwhile, it seems my spymaster would like to improve his lordship of Honeytree, and why not? We might as well encourage his development. We gain prestige from it, and we encourage his development growth, which can only help improve the realm overall. I feel like this guy, we like this guy. He and I get along pretty good. Maybe we didn't always have the best relationship, but we've certainly come a long way. He likes us way more than Mudgrave and the Ravishment. Because he's a zealous Faith of the Seven, he hates us. We only just took back that territory into our realm, so it might take him some time to come around. Well, it seems that investigating for my liege, I have uncovered a secret held by Lord Corliss of Betchester. Oh, he's taken Moira as a lover. Oh, and she's pregnant. A pregnant fornicator. This could be useful information. Let's blackmail him. I don't know why. I'm sure it'll come out soon enough. Maybe it won't be of any use for anything. I mean, he's under this guy, and we don't really have any current schemes against him to do anything, so... Oh, but he is the heir. He is the heir. So... Oh, wait, no, that's a different guy. What happened to my guy? Here he is. He is nobody. Alright, never mind. Oh, look at this guy. We got a new knight. Einar. He's High Valyrian. No family. Just a random High Valyrian old gods worshipper. That is so random. Let's marry him to one of my daughters or something. My niece, Myra. Matrilineally marry this guy. Elton the Arrogant. You will be honored with High Valyrian daughter dynasty. And meanwhile, Lucas has come of age, and with that, our plans have come to fruition, because when he marries Darna here of House Malastare, we will not only have our alliance with our northern neighbor, so another ally against the Brackens to our south. Great, they came in clutch and helped us out before in fights against them last time. But as you can see, she's also the heir. Up until whatever's going on here, she's pregnant for 7 months. See, if she has a son, the son will be the inheritor, and we might have to take care of that, so that we ensure that Darna and therefore our son Lucas's children inherit the Cape of Eagles into our dynasty. We're going to keep our eye on that. Looks like we need to assign a new admiral. Kristen Sea Swift, a Stormlander, follower of the old gods. He's half blind, but that doesn't mean he can't do a good job protecting trade. Actually, it does mean he can do a bad job at that. He's much better at scattering fleets, but we don't need that skill. We want good stewardship. My son is the best steward available in my realm with an 8 stewardship. It's not great. It's not great, son. I trained him to be a spy master, not a admiral, but you know, we got to take what we can get in this case. We're going to protect trade, which helps our domain taxes. Oh, and Myra has come of age, so she can marry her High Valyrian. That's lovely. And it looks like our nephew Oren is ready for marriage too. Let's see if there's anybody the game thinks would be a good suggestion. Helena Stokeworth. Ooh, we'll save that for later. The High Lordship of Stokeworth. She's pretty. She's the first daughter. Sephan of Lamb's Hold. If he might have made a unfortunate accident, perhaps my nephew could still stand to inherit his lands. Let's make this proposal. I think it's a great idea. He's down here. Stokeworth. Yeah, near King's Landing in the Crown Lands. Why not? Not too far off from us, really. I mean, close enough. Glendon Blackwood can also marry. Maybe we'll find him somebody else. Dora Selmy, also standing to inherit, if not for her older brother, Rook's Rest, which is right by Stokeworth. So another potential member of our family in the vicinity. Why not? Seems like a good enough match for me. And here we are, a meal to die for. My agents have prepared for weeks, and the cook has been bribed to look the other way. The poison has been acquired, and the duck was gifted to Lucien alone. Bon appetit, Lucien. What? He's still alive. The poison, baked truffles, everything was going according to plan until he noticed something was off. We tried to poison his favorite dish, and he noticed it had a different smell and at once threw it away. Ah, I need a new plan. He gains Watchful for 2 years, which means it'll just be maybe a little bit harder to get him next time. It seems like we still have an 81% chance, but a year from now. Although some people might be willing to join. Yes, he accepts our marriage proposal, but who's up for murder? If we could get a little bit of help from a little bit of gold, that could just push us over the edge. 55 gold, get this guy to help. I'm willing to do it to see those numbers go up. There we go. Marriage going through. 92%. There we go, baby. My spy master's already supporting my schemes, and he's pretty good at it, so I think we got a really good shot to get this guy. Next time, a wandering sellsword has come upon me by the name of highballed. He has come to me seeking employment. Because I am both arbitrary and callous, I have extra incentive to take this option to gain some more dread and remind the small folk what life is like without my protection. This sellsword is going to terrorize my people, I think, but no, I will protect the realm. They will just have to see what it's like if they get on my bad side. Invite him to court anyway, pay for his travel expenses, he'll accept, and now he's my captain. Great prowess, really good fighter. But now I'm poor, I gotta wait some time to get some money back. What? You're rescinding my spymaster position? How dare you? I demand counsel. I demand my counsel position. I should be your spymaster, and I deserve to be. And now I cannot be fired. You're welcome. What's this? Faction? Created against me? My steward? Raven's March? Dude, we're both old goddess followers. I thought we would be chill. Why has this guy got it out for me? Wait. He has a lover. I think a little blackmail is in order. If you're going to be scheming against me, you might as well know that I'm the master schemer here. And now... that's right. I don't see him anywhere left in this faction. This guy, however, Waspwood? Oh my goodness. Never mind, Waspwood, you can deal with yourself. My dear brother, thank you. My seer, my half-brother, my maester, Tilebert here, has done what I didn't think would be possible. He has prowled through documents, both ancient and of less certain provenance, and finally, he has come with enough material to make the case that I am the rightful lord of the lordship of Old Wythe. And then, unfortunately, seeing as Sefton insists on being a worshipper of the Seven, I could even argue that I have a whole claim on the lordship of Southstone itself by divine right of the old gods, the old ways, when we were kings down here before our treacherous vassals betrayed us and turned to the faith of the Seven. We could reclaim all of Southstone in the name of the old ways, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. Yes, all of Southstone will be mine. Unfortunately, that's going to make us broke for a little while, so we're just going to have to wait it out. We still have the truce pending, too. We have to wait 10 months anyway, so I'm hoping that this war continues on for a little while. He's half lost so far, so more than likely we're going to actually have to be dealing with the winner of the war, this guy. He'll get a lot more troops once he's in charge of the whole duchy, but then again, you know, he could be a little weaker than he might be in a few more years. So hopefully we earn enough money back soon to jump on this war. My niece-in-law, Thalion, has given birth. Aha, my plans are already coming to fruition. Well, oh my goodness, well, she's already got a couple kids. She's only 21, she's already got 3 kids? She just had one right before this one. Gosh darn it. Well, I'm gonna name his first child after Orn. I didn't realize that when I'm thinking I can maybe just get rid of this guy and have her inherit, that she would then have 2 more kids in the way to inherit before my kid's kid got in, my nephew's kid got in. Well, that's just a good thing then that we happened to pick up Twice Schemed, so that we can enact a second hostile scheme on this family. Or maybe we'll try to get rid of the Selmies first, because the High Lord... She's pregnant again? Oh, you people and your pregnancies. Wait, before I start a murder scheme on any of them, let me check on the Malisters here. Wait, what? Lord Raymond of the Cape of Eagles on the... He died? She was widowed after... He married her and then... Wait, what? Oh, I see. So, it seems that Rosamund here married Raymond recently, but he was slain in a duel, but just after his newborn son was born in order to inherit his titles. But Rosamund here is actually the daughter of Jonathor of the Trident's Mouth down over here, and actually she'd be his heir as well if it wasn't for this guy and his children. Unfortunately, they're a little too far away in terms of our ability to scheme his titles into her hands, into her son's hands, and then back down into Darna. I think that's just a little bit too six moves deep, and what we really just need to do is kill Lord Kendron here and have Darna take his place. However, since he's only 1 year old and no more children are going to be popping out to take his place, she will be his heir all the way up until he's at least 16 and gets married. So we got some time to deal with this guy. So why don't we take a look at Paulman Selmy? Oh, right, she was going to have that kid. Well, she's probably not having any more children after that. So if we get rid of Paulman here, he is rakish and lustful. So the likelihood that he's going to pop out a kid, I mean, he's not married right now, but as soon as he is, he's probably popping out a kid real fast. So why don't I plan to murder him? 95%, we got this in the bag, baby. Oh, and speaking of murder, Lucien has another chance. We will lure him into the woods, the dark woods where many people go missing and highway bandit robbery runs amok. The wilderness can be such a dangerous place. Come on. Yeah. Oh no! The thugs did their job and Lucien is no more. As the travel party stopped to camp for the evening, bandits poured out from among the trees, calling for blood and gold. The soldiers fought back, but thankfully, it was not enough. Lucien was tragically slain in the melee. Unfortunately, one of the bandits was captured and revealed that I had paid them to ensure the unlanded's demise. My only crime was trusting these low-born bandits. I've gained the trait murderer. I lose my piety, I gain dread, and I lose legitimacy. And his close family members all hate me now, so yeah, that is quite unfortunate. The Lordship of Lannisport. Maynard, your daughter should be inheriting, but I can only ensure that happens if you don't have any more children, and it seems like Lady Jane here is young enough to be making babies, so I'm afraid, as much as you hate me, that means that just you're next. Although it is a bit of a shame that I was discovered and now have been branded a murderer. Everybody knows. 15 negative opinion. I think they realize that Lord Samwell here, he's not exactly the most nice guy in all of the Riverlands, to say the least. And his schemes and the, shall we say, mysterious, untimely demise of some previous peoples, well, let them whisper. We know we are our own great master of whispers, and therefore are unperturbed. Raven's March. It seems I have a hook on you because I found out your lover's secret and blackmailed you. Why don't I remove your title revocation using my hook to take no tyranny for doing so, and then we'll see what's what with your little faction. I guess you don't have that hook reason anymore, so you might be free to rejoin the faction, but I stand by it. If you do rejoin the faction, I'm just going to beat you up, imprison you, and take away your titles. Now that I can. This guy's got religious and title protection, because of course the religious was necessary. Otherwise the AI would go nuts on the Faith of the Seven Old Gods conflicts here, so the feudal contracts, like my feudal contract, ensures that I have protections as well for religious protection. So, makes sense. And he can't revoke my titles either. So, we slowly but surely will make our vassals bend the knee. Meanwhile, should I take a new lover? I think I fell in love with my wife in previous episodes, and she's given us many beautiful children, and I don't feel like I need to be too picky about seeking new romance. Let me enjoy my older age with my lovely wife. I'm too picky for all of them. Seems I can trade in my house hook on my daughter, who I married matrilineally to Lord Adam of Turnbridge here, in order to make a clear statement of my dreadful presence and switch my hook and get a hook on him instead, which seems vaguely useful. My reputation for getting what I want, whatever means necessary, benefits me greatly. Perhaps it's not so bad that people know of my ill reputation. With many of my vassals and servants cowering before me, it does not take much to convince others to follow suit, and it was enough for Lady Amia to find Lord Adam alone one evening and pass along a letter with my seal. The Lord understands how easily I can reach him. Almost a shame. I enjoy convincing people. There we are. We got a hook on this guy. Not that we really need it. He's already having children of my dynasty, which will inherit his titles, so we're happy. And Turnbridge is right below us, so they make a great long-term ally to envelop into our dynasty's holdings. Preparations for the hunt. The wilderness is calling out to me. It's been too long since I last hunted. Out there, in the plains of Raventree, there are plenty of cunning deer. One of those would do well at my dinner table tonight. Something's missing, though. Are my hunting spears too old and done and dull, or is it a companion that I lack? I would sure to make well to prepare. I could get a dog. It'd cost me $20, but I get a pet dog, so it's worth it, right? Shadow, that's a cute name. How will I know her? Her black fur. The dog. As I pet the dog on the head, she happily wags her tail. What name would suit her? Something historical, something alluding to her black fur. It is an important decision. As the dog rolls over to let me pet her stomach, I find myself distracted for a while. But wait, I know. I will name her, yes, Shadow, for her black fur. Very cute. We got a dog. The dog gives us diplomacy and prowess, and we get to have some events with our dog. Like maybe lose some stress, but we're not even stressed out right now. We are chilling. We're just chill murdering people because we are callous. We are zealous about our own faith and our own ways, but we are arbitrary to everyone else. We do not give regard to anyone's desires but our own, and our desires is to advance the dynasty of the Blackwoods. Oh no. Black Alley, my half-sister, was discovered spying for me in the court of Lord Cerise of Old Town here. The very unfortunate. She was executed? That's going too far. Cerise, I was going to wait till you were 16 to murder you, but you just got bumped up in the order. I can't believe it. At least he's been widowed and may not marry, so if we can eventually kill everybody in his dynasty and make him the heir, at the very least, my nephew Ormond will be heir to Old Town, and it should be very appropriate too, because he has the green sight, and if anyone is going to inherit such an old and important place as the High Tower off the High Towers, it should be someone with a bit of a mystical connection to all that old stuff. Damn, I can't believe. Just for passing secrets back to me, her brother, isn't it natural that we talk? I will never forgive you for killing my sister. You will die a horrible death if I have anything to say about it. Alright, we have a chance to kill Paulman Selmy. Let's do it. Janai, also born with the green sight. So, luckily, I got the mod working so that we have all of our special house flavored dynastic legacies. So the Blackwood dynasty, we never forgive. And then we also have green dreams, which means we get green sight traits more often in our dynasty, which is it's just cool. This is really cool. I love this mod. Next up, we're going to get Never Forget. Because those are our house words. To never forgive, never forget. We never forget our oaths, and we will never forgive the Brackens for all they have done to trespass against us. And I will never forgive and never forget Lady Cerise either for what she has done to my sister. Cheers, Paulman. And it seems that Lady Janai has had another daughter, which means her firstborn will be inheriting, yes, all of her titles. And that also means that my nephew, Glendon, and his children will eventually inherit her realm into our dynasty. And just with that, more good news, as Balian has another son and wishes to name him Samwell after his father, myself. I think that is a lovely idea. May you grow wise and strong, little Samwell. He's a stuttering green seer. That's so cute. Oh, but with Paulman dead, that just means we are now free to pursue our revenge. Lady Cerise will die. We only got 71% chances on both of these guys, but I got a good feeling. Let's cross our fingers and try to ambush this guy. If we get another bad bandit tattletale, so be it. We're already known as a murderer for his son. Ha ha ha. The thugs did their job, and Lord Maynard is no more. Once again, I cannot trust them to not reveal my name. But the deed is done. He and his son are dead. And look at that. Lady Cherie of Lannisport. And who's that? But my grandson Balian, looking to inherit her title. She absolutely hates me, though, obviously. But in a generation or two, all will be forgotten, as will the Lannisters of Lannisport and their house. They will fade to obscurity, and everyone will know that the Blackwoods of Lannisport have always been meant to rule. And, well, that just frees up another scheme for us, and you know what? I don't know. If something happens and we don't get our murder scheme off on her, why not fabricate a hook on her spy master, which might take almost as long, and it could really help guarantee if we can get a hook on him, he'll definitely have to help us take her out. And why have I gained a rival? Lord Miles of the Marchfields. He really doesn't like me. Is it just because I'm a murderer, or were you related to one of the people? Oh, the Selmies. Right. The sellsword I hired will make the best new admiral, since it seems my son was no longer available. Yes, Lord Balian left his position because, of course, Cherie took over Lannisport and he goes to live in her court with her. Another rivalry? Yes, that makes sense. I did kind of kill her family members. She hates me as well, so we have a rivalry now. But she has the Great Pox, so I'm hoping nature will just take care of herself and I won't have to do anything about that. But this guy, he really doesn't like me. Unfortunately, his intrigue is garbage, and maybe he will just die as well, sooner than later. And forget all about me killing his dynasty member. How did he even know about that? I don't think I got caught for that one. I got caught for... Or did I? I wasn't paying attention. I just got too many murders to do. And there we go. Lucas and Darna have had their first child. I'll name him after Lucas himself. Ah, great. He also has the green sight. That trait is really coming in handy. I mean, it hurts our general opinion. People think we're weird, and we gain more stress because we're seeing the future. But there you go. Oh, that's interesting. The Iron Throne is going to war against the Eyrie, the Mountain and the Vale, to vassalize them. Oh my. So Dorne is not under the Iron Throne either, but they are allied to the Iron Throne through marriage. Aegon's brother, Aemond One Eye, is matrilineally married to Alliandra of Dorne. So And look at that, Prince Dylan with the white hair. So we'll see. Will Lady Jane retain her independence, or will she fall under the sway of the Iron Throne? No, we must finish what we started. How dare you ask me to end the feud, Amya? We will never forgive the Brackens. And I'm almost got enough money. Yes, we're out of debt, and his war is still going on. He's got no troops. The claim is ongoing. He's got 3,000. We got more than their total number of troops. So even if we inherit the war for the duchy, there's no way they're going to be able to stop us. So I think it's about time for us to go in. But that makes a really good stopping point for this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, join us for when we go to war for the entire Duchy of Southstone, as well as seeing what happens with the War of Our Liege and the vassalization of the Mountain and the Vale, and, of course, our revenge against our sister's murderer, Cerise of Old Town. I hope you'll join me as we try to wrap up this adventure and fulfill our goals of House Blackwood in destroying our rivals, the Brackens, once and for all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.